Hello dear students, very good morning. Welcome back to e-learning program initiated by Vidyadhish Vidya Sankul under the guidance of Dr. G.M. Sutaria sir. So this is our 33rd lecture, right? In previous lecture we have done some of the sums of share capital, right? We have only not done section A and section B from that unit, right? The other sums which we have not done, those are 2 to 3 sums, right? That are not going to ask in your examination, right? As well as that is not important because 8 mark માં question આવે છે 8 marks માં પૂછી શકે એમ નથી, બરાબર? Second thing, today we are going to start unit number 2, that is accounting for debenture, our last unit of syllabus, right? So જે આપણે બાકી છે યુનિટ 1 માં એ આપણે લાઈવ ક્લાસરૂમમાં મળશું ત્યારે ડિસ્કસ કરવાનું છે. સેક્શન A અને B વાળું બાકી છે, બરાબર? જે 2 to 3 લાઇન્સના ક્વેશ્ચન આન્સર્સ છે એ આપણે કરવાના નથી બીકોઝ આ યુનિટમાંથી 2 to 3 માર્ક્સનું તો પૂછાતું જ નથી, રાઈટ? સો ટુડે વી આર ગોઈંગ ટુ start accounting for debenture, right? From the day we have started 12th, I always use the word debenture and you ask me what is debenture, and I told you we'll study it in 12th standard in unit number 2, right? So today finally we are going to learn debentures, right? So please open page number 64. Right now we are discussing introduction, right? So normally the company issues share capital for the requirement of long-term funds. Sometimes in addition to share capital, if company requires more fund, then this fund can be met by loan or borrowed amount. ઘણીવાર કંપની પાસે જેટલા રૂપીસ છે એની કરતાં પણ વધારે રૂપીસની જરૂર હોય તો ક્યાં તો શેર કેપિટલ ઇશ્યુ કરે અથવા શું કરે, લોન લે અથવા કોઈ થર્ડ મેથડમાં બોરો કરે. Financially sound companies get long-term loan from bank or financial institution. Mostly, instead of borrowing such loan from financial institutions, or in addition to borrowing such loan from large investment, company can raise funds from public by issue of securities. Such a security is popularly known as debenture or bond, right? So underline, instead of borrowing loan from financial institution or in addition to borrowing such loan from mortgage investment for large investment, company can raise their fund from public by issue of securities. Such a security is popularly known as debenture. That means security is known as security which is issued to public is known as debenture, right? Then the second paragraph. જે ફાયરબુકમાં મેન્શન કરવાનું હશે એ ફાયરબુકમાં મેન્શન કરવાનું કહીશ, જે અંડરલાઇન કરવાનું છે અંડરલાઇન કરવાનું કહીશ, રાઈટ? જે ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ નથી આપણે ખાલી ડિસ્કસ જ કરશું, અંડરલાઇન કરવાનું પણ નહીં કહો અને ફાયરબુકમાં લખવાનું પણ નહીં કહો. Companies carrying on business have the inherent power or authority to borrow money. Based on this inherent power, companies borrow long-term funds from the public. Against the money so borrowed or investment, the company issues a document or certificate acknowledging its debt to the investor. Such a certificate is known as debenture, right? So this is the definition of debenture, right? Against the money so borrowed or investment, the company issues document or certificate acknowledging its debt to the investor. Such a certificate is known as debenture, right? Then the next one, those who get the debentures by giving money to the company or have purchased from the markets are known as holder of debenture. So this is the definition of debenture holder. You can simply write the person who purchased debenture is known as debenture holder. So these two are the definition of debenture and debenture holder, right? The definition of debenture is there in the second paragraph. Against the money till is known as debenture, and The person who gets or purchases the debenture of a company is known as debenture holder. So this two definition you have to write in your file book, right? Next line. Debenture is not considered as the owner of company because we have borrowed those money. So debenture is borrowed money, not capital. Then next, fourth paragraph. Debenture is a document that confirms the debt of company and its acknowledgement of debt. In short, debenture is just a document, right? In that we have written our debt. It is issued under the common seal of company. Company has to pay interest at a specified rate and on specified time on the amount invested by debenture holder in the company. In accordance with the agreed terms, it is an expense for the company and is an income for debenture holder. See, here company is borrowing money. That's why the interest which is paid by the company is expense for a company, and that interest will become income for debenture holders, right? Then the company repays money borrowed against a debenture at a future date as per the terms of issue the debenture holders of the debentures. એટલે શું કહે છે કે ડિબેન્ચર ઇશ્યુ કરી હોય ત્યારે જ તે ડેટ ફાઇનલ થઈ ગઈ હોય કે 5 years પછી કે 10 years પછી આ ડેટે રિટર્ન કરશું. એ ડેટે કંપનીએ કમ્પલસરી રિટર્ન કરી દેવા પડે છે. Then a certificate which is issued to debenture holder by company. Certain name of debenture, number of debenture means which things are considered or are written in document. Then the first one, name of debenture holder, number of debentures, amount per debenture, serial number of debenture, rate of interest payable, time for payment of interest also shows the debenture money will be paid in future date, right? The 7 things are mentioned in this certificate, right? So this, underline this line, this paragraph, 5th number paragraph, right? No need to write it in your file book, just underline. In present scenario, a debenture certificate is issued to debenture holder in dematerialization form instead of physical copy. It means purchase of debenture is directly credited to demat account of debenture holders. અત્યારે તમને ખબર છે ક્યારે ફિઝિકલી ટ્રાન્ઝેક્શન થતું જ નથી, એટલે કે પેપરમાં બધું શું થઈ ગયું છે ઓનલાઈન, એટલે કે ડીમેટ અકાઉન્ટ જેને ટ્રાન્ઝેક્શન કરવા હોય ડિબેન્ચર્સના શેર્સ રિલેટેડ એટલે કમ્પલસરી ડીમેટ અકાઉન્ટ ખોલાવવું પડે, રાઈટ? ડીમેટ એટલે ડીમટીરિયલાઇઝેશન અકાઉન્ટ. એમાં પછી જેટલા કંપનીના જેટલા શેર્સ કે ડિબેન્ચર પરચેસ કર્યા હોય એમાં મેન્શન કરેલા હોય. એટલે આ શું છે, તમે પરચેસ કરો છો તો ડાયરેક્ટલી તમારા ડીમેટ એકાઉન્ટમાં શું થશે, તમને ફિઝિકલ સર્ટિફિકેટ મળશે નહીં, રાઈટ? Then by allotment, it means the purchase of debenture is directly credited to demat account of debenture holders. By allotment letter, company informs the debenture holder about how many debentures are allotted to them, its number and amount, and also conditions for the debentures. So these things are mentioned in debenture, right? So this was the introduction. Now we are going to discuss the important points. But before that, please quickly revise the introduction. Pause the lecture, revise introduction once, then we'll start the new point, right? Next point, that which is there on page number 65. Important points relating to debenture. Right? The first point. Debenture is a document relating to the money lent or given as a loan to the company. It means debenture is a document that confirms the debt of the company. See, you can write this as your meaning, right? આપણે જે પહેલા ડિસ્કસ કરી હતી એક તો લખી જ શકો છો, સાથે આ પણ લખી શકો છો. So if you want to underline this, then you can. Then second thing, આપણે ખાલી યાદ રાખવાના છે, રાઈટ, જેના લીધે આપણને કન્સેપ્ટ ક્લિયર થાય. Debenture is a security that bears a fixed rate of interest on which interest is payable on predetermined date. Company has to pay the interest on debentures even if it has earned profit or not earned a profit. That means debenture ઉપર certain percentage finalize હોય, 10% debenture, 12% debenture. So એ interest rate છે, કમ્પલસરી જે ડેટ ફિક્સ થઈ હોય એ ડેટે ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ પે કરવું પડે. કંપની પ્રોફિટ કરે છે કે નથી કરતી, ડિબેન્ચરનું ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ પે કરવું કમ્પલસરી છે, રાઈટ. Then the third one, interest on debenture is payable at a fixed rate and so debentures are known by that rate. એટલે કે નામ શું લખીએ છીએ આપણે, 10% debenture, 12% debenture, એટલે કે જે ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ રેટ છે એનું નામ થઈ જાય છે, right. Then for example, if interest is payable at the rate 8% per annum on debentures, then it is known as or written as 8% debentures, right. Then the fourth point, when debentures are issued for fixed term, the money borrowed against such debentures is repaid at the end of fixed term in accordance with the agreed terms. એટલે કે પહેલેથી જો ફિક્સ કર્યું હોય કે 10 years પછી કે 15 years પછી રિટર્ન કરી દઈશું અમાઉન્ટ, તો એ સ્ટિપ્યુલેટેડ પીરિયડ એટલે કે એ ફિક્સ્ડ પીરિયડે આપણે કમ્પલસરી રિટર્ન કરી દેવા પડે, રાઈટ. સો ધીસ વર ધ ફર્સ્ટ 4 points. Now the fifth point, as per Companies Act 2013, no company is allowed to issue debentures having a maturity date of more than 10 years from the date of issue. Like 2013 માં Companies Act જે રિવાઇઝ થયું એ વાઇઝ ફિક્સ કર્યું કે 10 yearsથી વધારે ડિબેન્ચર ઇશ્યુ કરી શકશો નહીં. Underline this line, this is the most important. This point can be asked in MCQ, right? Okay, કેટલા યર્સથી વધારે ડિબેન્ચર ઇશ્યુ ન થઈ શકે, તો આન્સર શું આવશે, 10 years. Then however a company engaged in infrastructure project, you have to underline the full fifth point, right, as well as write down beside that important. In infrastructure project can issue debenture for more than 10 years but not exceeding 30 years. Like infrastructure related project હોય તો more than 10 years ચાલે, but 30 years થી પાછા વધારે કરી શકો નહીં, right. Then the sixth one, debenture can be issued with or without charge on assets of the company. Charge on assets means mortgage or hypothecation. એટલે શું થાય, ઘણીવાર આપણે ખ્યાલ હોય કે બેંકમાંથી લોન લઈએ તો આપણે સામે ક્યાંક ગીરવે મૂકવું પડે, રાઈટ. તો ડિબેન્ચર એક ટાઈપની શું કહી શકીએ, લોન, બોરોડ મની જ છે. તો ઘણીવાર ઘણી કંપની પોતાની કોઈક અસેટ સામે મોર્ગેજમાં મૂકે છે. મોર્ગેજ એટલે ચાર્જ ક્રિએટ કરે છે કે જો અમે રીપેમેન્ટ ન કરીએ, પાછા પૈસા ન આપીએ તો તમે આ સેલ કરી શકો છો, રાઈટ. દેટ ઇઝ નોન એઝ charged or you can call mortgage or hypothecation, right. Then the next one, seventh one, usually debentures are listed on stock exchange after the issue thereof, and purchase or sale of debentures are traded at the stock exchange. The market value of such debentures could be more or less than the price of the issue. That we have already discussed, premium amount and discount amount, right. Face value is issue થાય તો par, ફેસ વેલ્યુ કરતાં વધારે માર્કેટમાં ફરતો હોય તો પ્રીમિયમ, અને ફેસ વેલ્યુ કરતાં લેસ ફરતો હોય તો ડિસ્કાઉન્ટ, રાઈટ. Then the next one, if the terms of issue of debentures so provided, the debentures can be converted into shares. જો AOA માં મેન્શન કરેલું હોય કે we can convert the debentures into shares, then and then we can convert the debenture into share, or else we cannot convert the debentures into shares, right. ડિબેન્ચર્સના શેર્સમાં કન્વર્ટ કરી નાખી એટલે બોરોડ મની શેમાં કન્વર્ટ થઈ જાય, કેપિટલ એટલે કે ઓન્ડ કેપિટલ, એઝ વેલ એઝ જે બોરોવર હતો, થર્ડ પાર્ટી હતો, એ કંપનીનું ઓનર થઈ જાય, રાઈટ. Then debentures are shown as a long-term borrowings under the heading non-current liabilities on equity and liability side in the balance sheet. That we have already discussed in unit number 3, right, final accounts. Then debenture holders, 10th point, do not have voting right in any matter of the company. Shareholders are right hoy because they are the owner of the company, but debenture holders are the third party for a company. That means borrower of a company. That's why they don't have voting right, right. Then 11th one, debentures cannot be forfeited if any debenture holder does not pay any amount on debentures. જો કોઈ ડિબેન્ચરની અમાઉન્ટ પે ન કરે તો એના ડિબેન્ચર્સ આપણે ફોરફિટ કરી શકતા નથી. દેટ મીન્સ આપણે કેમ ઓલામાં જે એન્ટ્રીઝ શીખ્યા છે એ જ આમાં આવવાની છે, બટ લાસ્ટ 3 એન્ટ્રીઝ ફોરફીચર, રીઇશ્યુ એન્ડ કેપિટલ રિઝર્વની આવશે નહીં. Then the 12th one. In the event of liquidation of a company, the debenture holders are repaid their money before the payment of equity shareholders. એટલે કે કંપની વાઇન્ડ અપ થાય, ક્લોઝ થાય ત્યારે સૌથી પહેલા એટલે કે ઇક્વિટી શેર હોલ્ડર્સને રૂપીઝ રિટર્ન કરી એની પહેલા ડિબેન્ચર હોલ્ડર્સને રૂપીઝ રિટર્ન કરવાના હોય છે, રાઈટ? સો ધીસ વોઝ ધ સેકન્ડ પોઈન્ટ ઓફ ધીસ યુનિટ, ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ પોઈન્ટ્સ રિલેટિંગ ટુ ડિબેન્ચર્સ. આમાંથી તમારે એક પોઈન્ટ ખાસ લર્ન કરવાનો છે, એ છે ફિફ્થ પોઈન્ટ, રાઈટ? બાકીના જે ઇઝી છે એ તમે ઇઝીલી યાદ રાખી શકો છો, રાઈટ? એ સમ્સ માટે તમારે વધારે યુઝફુલ છે. So just till now we have completed 2 points. First one introduction, second one points relating to debenture, right? Now the next point, type of debenture that is not in our syllabus, right? So directly we are jumping on some, because I want to tell you that the format is the same as we have discussed in share capital. In share capital we are writing bank account debit to equity share application account. But here, instead of writing equity share application account, we have to write to 8% or 10% debenture application account, right? So right now we are going to discuss the one sum that is on page number 112, question number 4. Sachin Marble Limited issued 12,000 debentures of ₹100 each. Concept આખો જ શેર કેપિટલ જેવો છે, ખાલી શેર કેપિટલ વર્ડની જગ્યાએ ડિબેન્ચર વર્ડ યુઝ કરવાનો છે. Of ₹100 each for a public subscription. Interest is to be paid at the rate of 10% per annum. That means the name of debenture is 10% debenture. Debenture and the rate of interest, it becomes name of the debenture. That means 10% debenture. The amount were called up per debenture as under, with application 30, on allotment 45, on call 25. That means here there are 3 installments, which means we have to write 6 journal entries, right? Each one is having 2 journal entries. Then the next one, applications were received by company on 15,000 debentures. See, we have issued 12,000, but we have received application for 15,000. That means we have to return the difference amount, that is 3,000, right? So this effect we have to give in this second journal entry. After allotment of 12,000 debentures, rejected excess applications of debentures and refund the money to applicants. All the amounts due on allotment and call were duly received. That means no calling arrears. Write journal entries in the books of company. So now draw a format of journal entry for 1 page, right? First of all, give the head journal entries in the books of Sachin Marble Limited. The first one will be for receiving application money. So the entry will be bank account debit to, the name of debenture is 10%, right? So we'll write 10% debenture. We have demanded, we have received the money of application. So we have to write 10% debenture application account. Instead of writing to equity share application account, we have to write to 10% debenture account. debenture will be common, only the rate of interest will change, right? So here we have received 15,000 application into, we have demanded 30 rupees on application, right? So we have received 4,50,000 rupees. Into bracket we have to write bin application money were received from 15,000 applicants. Bracket over, underline, leave one line, then the second one. Right? Second one will be for transferring. See, you can see that the format is same, even the entry is same. Only instead of writing share capital, we have to write 10% debenture. Right? In transferring, we have to return the excess application. So the entry will be 10% debenture application account debit to share capital account. But instead of writing share capital, we have to write 10% debenture account and to bank account, because we have to return the additional application. In application account, we have to write 4,50,000. Out of this, we have to transfer 12,000 into 30 rupees in debenture account, and 3,000 applications we have to return. What rupees 30? So here the amount will come 3,60,000 and 90,000. Right? In the bracket we have to write bin application money were transferred to %10% debenture account and excess application were returned. Bracket over, underline, leave one line, then next. But before that, write down this two. Done? Now the next entry will be for allotment, right? In allotment, first entry will come for demand and the second entry will be for receiving, right? Opposite concept of application entry. Third one, 10% debenture allotment account debit to 10% debenture account. See, in shares we were writing equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital account, but here we have to write this entry, right? You can see that only the share word has been changed. See, there are total 12,000 debentures into we have demanded 45 rupees, right? So 12,000 into 45, that means we have received we have demanded 5,40,000 rupees. Into bracket bill, allotment money were demanded from 12,000 debentures. Bracket over, underline, leave one line, then fourth one. Fourth one will be for receiving. So the receiving entry will be bank account debit, no call in arrears, so we don't have to write that account to 10% debenture allotment account. 5,40,000, 5,40,000. Into bracket we have to write Bing allotment money were received fully. Bracket over, underline, leave one line, then next. Before that, write down this too. Done. Now the next entry will be for call. They have used the word call only, right? So the fifth entry will be %, debenture call account, because they have not given final price, so no need to write that. Debit to 10% debenture account. Amount we have demanded is 12,000 into 25. That means we have total demanded 3 lakh rupees. Into bring we have to write bring. Instead of writing allotment, we have to write call money were demanded from 12,000 debentures. Then the sixth entry will be for receiving. The receiving entry will be bank account debit to 10% debenture call account, and the amount will be what we have demanded, that is 3 lakh. Bring call money were received fully. After this, again do underline and do the total by yourself and complete the sum, right? To do the total is compulsory for you. Don't forget that, right? Write down this and then do the total. Done? Now we are going to discuss the next sum, that is question number 5. Please draw a format of question number 5 for 1 page. For this sum you will also require 1 page format of journal entry. So please draw a format. Question 5, right? Garvey Cotton Limited issued 6,000 10% debentures of rupees 500 each at a premium of 40%. See, here they have given the premium, right? 40%. So 500 into 40%. That means we'll receive 200 rupees as premium. That means total we have demanded 700 rupees. Then next, with application, allotment and final call. In allotment we have demanded premium, right? So in demand entry of allotment we have to give that effect. So total we have to write 6 journal entry. Applications were received in total of 9,000. See, we have issued 6,000 but we received application of 9,000. That means we have to return 3,000 application. That entry will come in second number entry, right? Then from the excess applications were rejected and refunded the money received thereon. All the amounts due on allotment and call were duly received, past journal entries in the books of company, right? So the head will be journal entries in the books of Garvey Cotton Limited. The first entry will be for receiving, right? Bank account debit. 2. What is the rate of interest? 10%. So the account will be 10% debenture application account. Right? Here we have to write 9,000 applications into 200 rupees. That means total we have received 18 lakh rupees. Into bracket we have to write bill, application, money were received from 9,000 applicants. Now in the second entry we have to write the transferring entry, right? In transferring entry we have to return the excess application. So the journal entry will be 10% debenture on debit to 10% debenture account to bank account. Total we have received 18 lakh rupees. Out of that we have to transfer only 6,000 debentures into 200 rupees. That means 12 lakh rupees in debenture account, and we have to return the excess 3,000 applications into 200 rupees. That means we have to return the 6 lakh rupees. Into bracket we have to write wing, application money were transferred to %, debenture account and excess applications were returned. જે આપણે ફર્સ્ટ યુનિટમાં સ્ટડી કર્યા છે એ જ આવે છે, રાઈટ? તમને આ ફર્સ્ટ સમ ને સેકન્ડ સમ હાફ થ્રુ ખબર પડી છે. લખી નાખો. next one, the third one. In third entry is for demand of allotment money, right? And with allotment we have demanded premium. So the entry will be 10% debenture allotment account debit to 10% debenture account and to security premium reserve account. Here we have to write the word reserve because on borrowed money we got the premium, right? So the allotment money are, the number of applications are 6,000 issued debentures into we have demanded total 300 rupees, right? Out of that 200 rupees is for reserve, that means premium 600 into 200, and 100 rupees is for debenture, right? So the entry will be 18 lakh rupees, 6 lakh rupees and 12 lakh rupees. Into bracket we have to write Bing allotment money were demanded from 6,000 debentures. Everyone has paid the amount, right? One line space, next is receiving. So the entry will be bank account debit to 10% debenture allotment account. We have received the full amount, no calling area, so the amount will be 18 lakh. Right? Into brackets we have to write Bing all full amount received were received on 6,000 debentures. Bracket over, underline, leave one line the next. But before that, write down this. Done? The next will be for final call. Here they have given the final call word. So we'll write final call. No premium, so we don't have to credit the premium account. So the fifth entry will be 10% debentures final call account debit to 10% debenture account, and the amount is 200. So here we have to write 12 lakh rupees, right? Bing's final call money were demanded from 6,000 debentures. And then the next entry, sixth one, will be for receiving bank account debit to 10% debenture final call account, right? And the amount will be 12 lakh rupees. Here we have to write full amount were received from 6,000 debenture or full amount on final call. You can write anything. Then do the total by yourself and close the journal entry. That means the total, right? Your today's homework is illustration number 1 and illustration number 2. Your today's homework is illustration number 1 and illustration number 2. We'll meet in our next video lecture, and in that we'll do another sum. Till then, stay home, stay safe, take care.